Hey guys, I don't know if you even remember who I am, but my name is Gretchen. I do exist on this channel sometimes. You've seen my face in a couple of Bibliomancy for Beginners episodes, but not really too much otherwise since the semester started. And I'm kind of here to tell you why. Also to ask your apology, I have a cold that I'm just getting over, so I sound slightly like I'm dying. It's fine, the death period has passed. We're working back to alive. Anyway, this video is titled You Can't Do What You Think You Can, and I know that it sounds really depressing, but that's not my intention, and it is in fact just like a life lesson that I've learned that was not a bad life lesson to learn, and I'm gonna explain that to you guys. So this semester I started grad school. I had just taken a year off. I moved in with Michaela, and then when I got accepted into grad school, I moved out of the place that Michaela and I were staying in, and I got my own apartment, and I was ready to go. I got a new job at the Barnes & Noble where I work. I became a manager instead of just a part-time employee. So that was 40 hours a week that I've been working since June, which was a big, a step up in my time commitment and my responsibility. But I thought it was great. Here I can pay for my new apartment that I really couldn't pay for when I moved in. And I would have enough money to feed myself at the same time. So I was really pumped about that. I'm also doing the grad school program of my dreams. I'm getting 2 master's degrees from Simmons College out in their West Campus, which is out in Amherst, Mass. And I'm getting 1 MA in children's literature, which, as you know, is my passion, and an MS in library science at the same time, which I'm just loving. I've only gone through 1 semester, but I just am in love with the courses and the people, and I'm really excited to do what I'm doing, and I don't want anything that I'm about to say to sound like I'm not excited about what I'm doing, because the exact opposite is true. It all boils down really in the end to adult time management, which is different than other time management things that I've learned in my 23 years on this planet. And so I'm going to explain where I've been and why this has been such a struggle for me. In undergrad, you take, 12 to 18 credits. And if you followed the blog back when we were in undergrad, you may or may not know that I habitually took 16 to 18 credits, more if possible. I had 2 majors, I had a minor. I was very academically inclined, it mattered a lot to me, and I had things to do. I was going places and I had a plan. And the things that mattered the most to me were really, my school jobs, so I could pay for my tuition. I paid for most of my tuition all 4 years myself. I did not go to a public school. I went to a private school. And of course my academics. I am an extreme overachiever. An A- is not good enough for me personally. If I can't get a straight up A, I don't know what I'm doing with myself. And that's the kind of person that I've been since I was very young. Perfectionist, good at things, and people always told me you can do whatever you put your mind to, which is why when I went into undergrad, I was like, I'm gonna get 2 majors and a minor, and I'm gonna get out of there with a great GPA, and I'm gonna go on to my master's, and I'm gonna do this, this, and this. And that was the plan. And the plan was the most important thing, and everyone told me you can do everything you put your mind to, whatever you put your mind to. And so I did. I had the 2 majors, I had the minor, I had 3 jobs, I was doing the blog, I was writing, and for the most part, I did it. And it was very exhausting, and sometimes I wish that I had scheduled more social time into my academic focused life. But, I was like, I have this plan, and I gotta get it done, and I'm really tired, but I can do it. I can do it. And I did it. I graduated with honors in both of my majors and a 3.98 GPA. That 9.8 came from a couple of different non-core courses for me that I had to take because it was a liberal arts college. Not salty about it at all. So when I went to go to Simmons, I knew that I wanted to go to Simmons for my master's in children's lit. And the master's in library science I figured I would add on because I already had 2 undergraduate degrees. Wouldn't it be funny if I then had 2 master's degrees? And then what the hell, let's just go and get 2 PhDs and have enough degrees for 2 people. Get back to you on the PhD part of this plan. But I thought, you know, I did 2 majors in undergrad. I have 1 job now as opposed to the 3 that I used to have. Undergraduate class loads are 16 to 18 credits. Grad school is like max 12 credits really. So I can do this. I can totally do this. And I had a lot of people, people that I respect and people that love me saying, I don't think that you should take full-time classes and work full-time, which was an anathema to me because part-time, to me, it didn't make sense. You know, again, I was like, I have a plan. I have a plan for academic excellence. I'm here for the academic part of this. Like, I have to do the job because that's how I pay for the academics, but I have a plan, and I can do whatever I put my mind to. And I've done this before. I've gone through the exhaustion, the tears, the just absolute like wanting to die exhaustion from my undergrad, and I'm ready for this. I can totally handle this. It was 10 credits and 1 job, and I was like, I used to do 18 credits and 3 jobs and an internship. Like I totally got this, guys. I did 3 classes, and I did my one part-time job, or my 1 full-time job rather, as a manager, and it slowly started to all break down. And what I mean break down was that I was doing well at most things. You know, I was achieving in my classes, I was achieving at work, but it's like that triangle where they say you can only pick 2 of the 3 points and you need all to survive, and that's what it ended up being in a way that was so detrimental to me that I didn't expect it, because of the severe differences between grad school and undergrad. And you know, in my undergrad, even when I had these classes, I had all these this work that I was doing, I still had a lot of friends around who understood. I still had a very strong support system. I still, you know, had time to watch all 7 seasons of Gilmore Girls my senior year, even though I was writing an 85-page thesis. And the academics in undergrad weren't really challenging to me. They caused me to think and to open my mind and to think in different ways, which I'm very, very happy about, especially in today's world and climate. But, you know, in terms of the work, the writing, the essay, the test, none of it really, besides 1 or 2 classes with particular professors that I chose to take classes with, specifically because I knew they challenged me, the coursework wasn't hard. Sometimes there was a lot of busy work, but, you know, I was like, meh, I wrote this essay in 2 hours, and, you know, I got an A on it, and it's fine. You know, I don't have to put a ton of effort in. And I knew that grad school wasn't going to be like that. I did know that. I was told that, and I understood that. But I think the thing is that when you're somebody like me who, up until this point, school has not been hard, it's impossible to conceptualize school being hard. And that sounds like such an egotistical thing to say, but I'm just admitting that I am sometimes an egotist, specifically about my academic career, which is, you know, something that I focused on. And in my, you know, I took an extra class when I went abroad, even though everyone said, well, no, only take like 12 classes because then you can enjoy the abroad experience more. And I was like, or 12 credits, sorry. And I was like, no, I'm going to take 16. Like, that's me. That's me. And it, to a fault. And I didn't expect that kind of focus on my academics to result in what it resulted in, which was that I found myself not being able to still be good at everything, which is not great for me. And what I mean by that is that, like, you know, if I would focus on my schoolwork, I would forget to do a task at my job. Like, you know, I started to have to keeping lists, and I was forgetting things were slipping, and that is not good when you work in retail and are going, you know, into December. And, you know, I would feel really bad about that, so I would turn around the next week and I'd be like, okay, I gotta get this, and this done for work, and I'd be really thinking about it, thinking about training, hiring temporary employees, blah, 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 and then I wouldn't have the brain power to go on and do my homework. And, I am that nerd who in undergrad wouldn't skip readings. Like, even if I was like, okay, I'll just skim it because I know what this is going to say, whatever, I wouldn't skip readings. And I started to skip readings for classes, which is not good in grad school when you go in and each class is once a week for 3 hours and you have to listen to the lecture and answer the questions and you have to be expected to know the material. Especially because, especially my library science degree, like, this is the kind of nitty-gritty basic classes that you need to be a librarian anywhere. So you need to be paying attention. And I just couldn't do it all. And then I was basically bouncing those things back and forth and completely letting slide any social aspect of my life. I have lived out here in Massachusetts for just over a year, and I basically have very few friends. And this isn't a, oh, woe is me kind of a thing. It's just that, like, you don't realize how social of a person that you are, even if you're an introvert, until you just start feeling very, very lonely all of the time. Because there's nobody, next door that you can just talk to outside of a couple of people. And I do have a boyfriend. We've been dating for just about a year now. I met him right after moving here, and we started dating a couple months after that. And he has really been my rock through all this, and I'm so happy that I have him, because if I hadn't have had him, I don't think I would have made it through just this sheer engulfing depression of just going from work to class to work to class to work to class, and then coming home and just like having homework all of the time, because I've been working, like I said, 40 to 42 hours a week, 3 classes, which is 3 hours of class per class, so that's 9 hours of classes, plus all of the homework, which for one class I read about 30 books, so it was about 3 to 4 novels a week, plus, the other 2 classes that I had, and it just all started to spiral out of control, and my depression that I get in frequent waves usually be manageable, but I just started feeling like I was too tired all of the time to talk to any of the friends that I still have from my undergrad who aren't here and can't do what they used to do, which was just knock on my door and be like, bitch, I'm gonna grab you by the arm and drag you out of here. You gotta stop being like this. And that's not where they are now. My best friend is in Maine. I have other friends still in Ithaca. And, I know if I had texted them, if I had said, I'm going through this, they would have been right there. But because it was my decision to, just not talk to anyone, I've basically spent the last 4 months not talking to anyone and then feeling really lonely, which is a situation that just makes no sense whatsoever. I did meet some really fantastic people in my classes, and I'm really excited to have new friends in that way, but even the people who I talk to the most live in Connecticut, which is not Massachusetts, the state in which I live, which I understand I'm in New England and they're all smushy together, but you understand the point. So it's just all of these things on top of each other that, I didn't factor in the intensity of it all. And as someone who has lived her life believing you can do whatever you set your mind to, it was just a really big slap in the face to suddenly realize that you can do anything you set your mind to, but maybe you shouldn't. And no one could have told me that at the beginning. And indeed, a very, very large portion of people did say, don't take that many classes, or don't have this job, make a choice, you can't do both. So I just couldn't be talked out of it. Because again, for me, my focus coming down here was I came down here for my academics. If I'm not doing full-time academics, what am I doing? And now I've realized that I don't have to do it all, which for me is life-altering, because I am that person. I am that, golden child told you could do anything you wanted, always good in school, blah, blah, blah. And it's not to say that I failed at anything this year. My grades come in on the 3rd, but I'm fairly certain, I know I passed all my classes, and I'm fairly certain I did at least A- range in all of them, let you know. And the store did not burn down over the holidays, and in fact, made it through all right. And my boss isn't terribly mad at me as far as I can tell. So, it's not that I failed, it's just that I failed me in my struggle to not fail anyone else, and in my struggle to prove that I could do what it was that I had set my mind to do. And again, I did do it, but I never want to do it again. And so it's next semester I'm not taking 3 classes, I'm taking 2. And just that alone, like the freedom with my schedule, hopefully I'll be able to do more things with, and just be able to live a more balanced life. This last 4 months that I've been silent to you, I've been silent to all my friends, and I've been silent to all of the things that make me happy. I haven't been writing, I haven't really been reading for me. Like, it took me months to read Tower of Dawn, the new Sarah J. Maas novel. Guys, I have a Sarah J. Maas tattoo, it shouldn't take me that long. So, and I know if you follow me on Goodreads, you've been seeing a lot of reading. It's all been for class, really, besides the audiobooks that I'm into now. I didn't mean for this to go on super long, but once I started talking about it, it just came out a little bit, and I'm gonna feel really, really weird posting this online. I can tell you that already. But I think if none of you watch this, then that's fine. But I need this to be out there in the world for me, because of just how much of a struggle this has been, and how much I've learned about what really matters. Because it was so easy in undergrad to say, my academics are what matter, and that's what I'm here for, and I don't need to go to that party as long as my paper is done, like that kind of stuff. But now, I really just came to just so much more enjoy the time that I could say to my boyfriend, you know what, I don't have to do homework today, let's just get together and watch a movie. Just that time of letting myself relax without it feeling like I was just causing myself more stress down the line, or thinking, oh my god, I can't talk to this person, because if I talk to this person it might take like more than the 10 minutes I have on a break, and I might get behind on something, and if I get behind on my schoolwork, then am I going to get a bad grade? And I can't get a bad grade because this is grad school and this is my life. But I also just really freaking out about work and different things that are happening at, the job, and, struggling in that respect. And it's just, and again, like I said, I did it all. I did everything I put my mind to, and I did it functionally well, except for the living portion. That's not okay. I haven't been okay. I'm feeling so much better now that school ended, and the holidays are over, because retail during Christmas is crazy. And, I get to have just days with my boyfriend, or days just with myself, where, if I want to sit down and binge the entire 2nd season of The Crown, I can do that. And if I want to just lay in bed, I can do that too. And I've just not had that for 4 months. I've just had this giant 4-ton stress Acme weight that I've been carrying around, just thinking that, if I fail anything, if I fail anywhere, it's gonna drop on my head, all the while failing myself as a person. So yeah, that's where I've been. I just got way more emotional than I thought I was going to. So, let's talk about other stuff. Let's end this video and talk about other stuff. I'm going to be doing some top lists, top and bottom lists from 2017. Michaela and I are going to get back to blogging soon because, again, the whole reason of taking only 2 classes is to fill that other space with things that actually, you know, relax me and make me happy. So you will be seeing more from us, and I look forward to that. So thanks, guys. Bye.